I am dating my daughter's ex after we met through a sugar baby website. Now my daughter is pissed that I keep choosing my girlfriend over her. I, 51 meters, have been dating my girlfriend Millie for just over 6 months. My wife died 4 years ago and this is my longest relationship since. However, my daughter Bianca, 21F, disapproves. She has a lot of issues with me and Millie, but the main ones are the way we met through a website, and that I moved Millie into our house fairly quickly after 3 months. In my defense, losing my wife much earlier than I had ever imagined really taught me to seize and enjoy each moment, and it just felt right to both of us to have Millie there with me permanently. 2 months ago, Bianca and Millie got in a dispute over our spare room, which Bianca uses as a music space, but Millie wanted to convert it into a shooting space for social media since it's her job. I took Millie's side since she's going to be here longer term, so Bianca sped up her plans to move out to the next week and asked that I warn her if Millie's going to be present at any event or visit. Anyway, last week I thought it would be nice to treat Millie for her birthday, and she asked for a shopping trip and dinner out, which I was happy to do. The issue is she specifically asked to go to a restaurant where Bianca works as a waitress. Since it's known as one of the most exclusive and classy places in LA, I knew Bianca was working that day, but figured it would be alright since it's a large restaurant and a special occasion. When we arrived, we were given another server, so I thought everything was okay. About 15 minutes later, Bianca walked out from the kitchen and immediately saw us sitting there, then walked straight back without even saying hi. She kept passing the table and silently glaring daggers at Millie, which was just unnecessary when Millie tried to be polite. Millie then asked Bianca for the bill, because she was the nearest waitress, and Bianca slapped it down on the table wordlessly, then sent another waitress to see us out. Later, I called her and asked why she had behaved like a child. Bianca said that me and Millie had been deliberately flirting to upset her, which is untrue. The most that happened was a couple of kisses and a bit of footsie and giggling. Bianca also claims that when I briefly left to use the toilet, Millie called her over and told her not to contact me for the next few days as we would be too busy engaging in private activities. I find it hard to believe Bianca, because Millie has made an effort to bond with her through organizing girly activities among other things, while Bianca has a history of manipulating others to get her way. Bianca then told me she wants no contact with Millie or with me apart from at family gatherings. My family is split over the issue, and my ex-wife's sister called to cuss me out for neglecting Bianca, who is still grieving her mother. Am I the a-hole? I understand that Bianca and Millie have their issues and Bianca misses her mother, but Bianca was at work and I think she should have been more professional.
Daughter's side. Hey everyone, this is Bianca talking. What my dad says is grains of truth but is so far from the full story it's basically BS. My mom did die when I was 17, and me and dad were actually very close. He started dating again a couple years after she died and I was always very supportive until Millie came along. Regardless of what dad says, me and Millie dated for a couple of months. It ended in a massive bust-up and us losing contact, and my dad was aware of this when I told him I recognized her, but he brushed it aside and told me I would get used to it and we would be introduced gradually. I was stupid and believed his crap. He moved her into the house without asking me, while I was visiting mom's family for the week. She did not try to bond with me either. She used our shopping days and trips as an excuse to get money off dad for herself. She also cried and begged dad until he got rid of my music room, and he fell for it. I asked them not to be intimate when I was around because I was uncomfortable. They ignored me. Millie and dad have since tried to contact me regularly and have shown up in unexpected places. They showed up at my church. They apparently visited my work and asked my friends if I'm there. They have even tried messaging me to ask when I'm visiting mom's grave and asking if I want them to join. They are despicable people who deserve to be cut off. I would love to hear dad's explanation of why I'm manipulative. I'm angry at Millie, but I'm angrier at dad. She's just a teeny part of a bigger problem and I hope she's happy. I'm over their relationship now, but oh my god, it stung when they got together. As crappy and childish as it sounds, I had thought she loved me.
Father's side plus update. From my daughter's post, a lot of you found out that I am dating my daughter's ex, though I refuse to acknowledge Millie as Bianca's ex because women can't penetrate each other, so it doesn't actually count. Anyway, onto the story. Bianca got married last week to her wife Emma. They had been dating just under a year and decided to have an intimate wedding with me and about 20 other guests. Bianca does not get along with my fiancée Millie. 29F. Bianca has no contact at all with Millie, refuses to come to our house, and has been quite low contact with me for the last year or so because of an argument she had with Millie. As expected, Bianca did not invite Millie to the wedding, but invited me as a guest. Millie said she did not mind if I went without her, which I thought was very gracious in the face of rudeness. However, we recently found out that Millie is a few weeks pregnant with our first child, and she has been anxious and having panic attacks all the way through her pregnancy. The morning of the wedding, I found Millie crying on the sofa and literally shaking. I asked what was wrong and she said she felt very panicky and unsafe alone. I offered to stay home since she was so ill and I was worried about her, but she insisted I go to the wedding. I was too concerned to go without her, so I messaged Emma, informed her of the situation and that Millie would be coming with me in case she had a medical emergency while I was away. Emma did not respond until we were already dressed up and halfway to the venue. Emma told us that Millie was not to set foot at the wedding, but at that point I had no other option and I wanted to be there for Bianca. It did not go well. Bianca did not speak to me the whole way through the wedding and kept giving ugly looks to Millie. At the reception, there obviously wasn't a place set for Millie and an extra chair had to be squeezed in. I cut some food and fed her off my own plate, so I did not think it was a big deal. Emma came to me after dinner, said that Bianca was not doing a father-daughter dance with me and gave me a list of complaints. She said she was disgusted by Millie's dress because it was red. Why is she so mad about that? And that Millie was wrong to introduce herself as stepmother to Bianca and that Millie should not have mentioned her pregnancy at all. Millie only mentioned her pregnancy because she was offered a little cake and cake makes her sick because of the pregnancy hormones. Emma told us to leave after dinner and I agreed, so I did not upset Bianca. However, when Millie stood up, Her stomach cramped and she fell over. It only made a tiny scene, but I rushed her out and we sat in another room for 20 minutes until she felt better. Emma's mother came in at that point while I was just calming Millie down and made us get out. Since then, Emma and Millie's maternal family have been sending me angry messages about how rude we were, and Emma has told me they want no contact for the foreseeable future. I really meant well and I just wanted to make everyone happy, but am I the a-hole?